And this guy, and if you guys don't believe me, like I said before, look, Kai, bro had a generational run this year. He did a bunch of mafia-thons, successful, made a bunch of money. Why is the nigga at the end of the year saying my mental health?
Damn, that's crazy. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, VIDWON Reacts. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. Well, today we're going to talk about Myron. He came out 2 days ago talking about the Kai Cenat situation. And he has some valid points, man. Let's get right into it.
You guys in here, might be in a relationship right now or talking to a girl that wants to be an influencer. I seriously caution you guys to think twice before doing that, because the thing it takes for a girl to be successful in the influencer world, so to speak, or her wanting to be an influencer, is going to put her in precarious situations that simply are not good for a relationship long term. It's just not a good look for you. And unfortunately, in today's day and age, we have all these conventions that tell women it's totally okay to not be loyal. We have all these conventions in place to kind of, keep.
When he's speaking of conventions, he's talking about social media, etc.
Women from being accountable for their actions. Okay? And not only do we have all these institutions put in place for them to not be accountable for their actions, we encourage it, and we, insult men for putting boundaries down. And I'm here to tell y'all, bro, if you're a successful guy, you're worth some money, etc., or you want to get your life together, stay away from girls that are chronically on the internet, bro. Stay away from it, man. You do not want a girl who's chronically on the internet posting herself. If she's on the internet,
For some reason, I've seen that too. Like girls that are constantly on the internet, they tend to live different from the ones that semi use the internet. Like girls that be on social media, there's some girls that think that every meme is directed towards them. They get upset when they get a certain amount of likes. It's horrible.
but if she's on the internet, on Instagram, taking a million pictures of herself, on TikTok, right? Like, want to be an influencer. This is not a woman that you should probably take seriously, bro. Keeping 1,000 with you guys. Because it's just going to create so many problems for you down the road, right? It's just going to create problems for you down the road. It just will. So try to avoid women that want to be on the internet. Not a good look for you at all. And this guy, and if you guys don't believe me, like I said before, look, Kai, bro had a generational run this year. He did a bunch of mafia-thons, successful, made a bunch of money. Why is the nigga at the end of the year saying my mental health?
Damn, that's crazy, bro. This dude was on T-Mobile commercials. He was all over the place. Awards. He had the great success with the Academy for Streamers. He did his thing this year. I don't know, like at the end of the year, then you're gonna come and get upset because of this girl.
Over. You know what I mean? This is what happens when you you don't get your shit in order. Women will come in and just your shit up, bro. Completely, absolutely crazy. So just keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind, man. Don't let women come in and steal your peace and your shit up. Because I already know this nigga was probably stressed as hell dealing with this chick because she was over here, being a thought, embarrassing him, doing all kinds of shit. Completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable, man.
And then you got to look at his age. How old is Kai? 22, 23? Come on, man. Too much money in a young kid's hands that hasn't been through nothing. Like I would understand if he was in the hood and he did this, he did that, and then he got the money. But he was a young kid at home.
I told you guys like other professions to stay away from, right? When it comes to what women do, right? Like nurses, anything with sex work, all that shit you got to stay away from. Does it mean that every single girl that's in that profession is a 304? Of course not. There's always going to be exceptions to the rule. Hell, I'm sure there's even strippers that might not be the biggest 304s ever. But on a balance of probability, they are going to be most of the time. And this is where you have to be cautious. You got to be vigilant because bringing in the wrong women into your life will absolutely cook your shit, bro. Absolutely will cook you. And also, women get over relationships fast.
And if the dude is not experienced, he'll lose focus completely. And the woman will have you going on her track, not yours. You understand what I'm saying?
Men do a lot of the times too. They just do. And another thing I want you guys to understand, you know, Chris Brown famously said, these ain't loyal, right? These ain't loyal. It's a catchy song, whatever it may be. But what people don't realize is that there's an air of truth to that. Okay, and the reason that there's an air of truth to that is because, you know, there's a famous saying in the Red Pill. We say, she's not yours, it's just your turn. Now, what you guys got to understand is that women aren't loyal, right? They just aren't. And I'll explain why. For the longest amount of time, you guys must understand that a woman's security, provisioning, her entire sustenance was determined by the caliber of man that she was able to get into some form of relationship. And when times were crazier, right, ancient times, you know, prehistoric times, the strongest man had all the women. Why? Because he was able to, you know, hunt, gather calories.
Yeah, that's why she likes NBA YoungBoy.
Not just for her, but for her children. So as a matter of survival, right, women needed to align themselves with the strongest man that they could, okay? And this is why, if you guys fast forward to today, what do women want? Tall, money, status, security, strength, competence. What are all these traits? These are survival traits, okay? This is survival value. Now, I think it's important that you guys also understand that we live in a modern day world. We live in a modern age. Does a man need to be strong
Of course.
to be able to get himself food? No. Does a man need to be competent to be able to have shelter? No. Does a man need to know how to kill someone with bare hands to promote his safety?
None of that. You don't need to be a savage no more.
No. Right? We live in a fairly civilized world where you can lack all these things as a man and still be okay to a degree, right? But think about it. Why have women's attraction triggers not really changed? Despite the fact that we live in a safe world, despite the fact that we live in a world that where you have, you know, conveniences, modern conveniences, light, electricity, inventions, women still look for traits based on a man's survival value. Why? Because it's ingrained in them.
Yeah, because now is a market value. Is
So
money.
since
About
it's
the
ingrained in
money.
them to look for an
Now it's about money. Instead of food and shelter, it's like, oh, does the dude got money?
individual who has high survival value, by definition, that means they cannot be loyal. Do you understand? I'm going to say that again for you guys. A lot of you young guys need to really get this into your heads. A lot of you guys right now are in a relationship with a girl, or you're wondering why a girl doesn't like you, or you're wondering why your wife left you, or some other bullshit like that, or how she got over a relationship so quickly. Women's attraction triggers typically are based on survival value. Okay? And since her triggers, her attraction triggers are based on survival value, she cannot be loyal. Okay? She simply can't. Because for her to be loyal limits her ability to survive. I'll give you an example. Let's say you get beat up in a fight, right? Or
That's reasonable to a certain extent, though.
you lose your job or some other shit like that, right? Now, not only is your ability to provide for yourself hindered, now your ability to provide for her is hindered, right? So if she were to be loyal and stay alongside you during that hard time, which some women do, don't get it twisted, some women do, that limits her own survivability. And not only does it limit her own survivability, but more importantly, her children's survivability. So, you know, since God is so great, he figured out a way where, okay, if a woman, right, can't protect and provision for herself on a balance of probabilities, I need to find a way where she can still survive. So she has this defense mechanism built in to her hardware where if a guy shows, you know, too much weakness or can't provide or whatever, alarm bells start going on your head. Okay?
Right away, they don't want to fuck with you.
Can't pay the bills. Can't fight. Short.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store preloaded with 20 handpicked products that are trending.
Fat. Right? And all these different red alarms make her say, get out of there, girl, get out of there. Despite the fact that we live in a civilized world, these heart triggers are still there. And best case scenario for you in a lot of the situations is she talks to other guys or maybe entertains other men or starts looking at other men. Worst case scenario, she's somebody else.
Bombocat!
And this is a very
That's a fact, though. Like, she's just looking for the next, you know, protector, or the next person that's gonna, have her living good.
ugly biological reality about women. The reason why women are able to monkey branch and get over relationships significantly faster than men can is because it's in their DNA, chat. They are designed to mate and be with the strongest man they can be. From a survival perspective, when the Nazis took over France, all the submitted to them immediately. When
Or what's more beneficial to them. You understand?
Genghis Khan was running around killing everybody, right?
Allahu Akbar!
The women immediately submitted. Because it used to be, you lose the war, you die, and the women get taken. So women had to learn very quickly on, throughout human evolution, how to get over men. And this is why women get over relationships faster. We have a millennia of biological programming where women had to assimilate to the strongest man in their orbit immediately. Post-war, post-conflict, post-tragedy, etc. So this is why you guys need to understand this, how women are. And look, I don't tell you guys this information, right, to make you guys angry or hate women. It's actually on the contrary, right? Me and Rolo talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that again for you. A lot of young boys listening in, or a lot of you guys that have a girlfriend or an ex or whatever, and you're wondering why she got over you so quick. This information isn't so that you hate women, chat. This information is so that you never hate women for what they'll never be to you. What you guys crave is an idealistic lover. I'm sorry, it's not happening. Women are not idealistic lovers. They're opportunistic lovers. Okay?
Not all women, but the majority of them, That's why I don't do this red pill, blue pill thing. You know, I just take food for thought. Everything else, I just shove it to the side.
That's just the game. That's just how it goes. It's built into their DNA. What man can provide me the most security? Women crave security. Okay? And it shows in everything. The way they vote. How do they vote? They typically vote for progressive policies that allow for more social welfare, more social safety nets, right? What do they look for when they're with a man? They look for security and safety. They crave that in a relationship. However, men, what do we look for? We look for replication value. Men are interested in replication value. Women are interested in security value or survival value. Can I survive with this nigga? For a lot of you brokies, it's a big
Nope.
and then on your end, you're looking like, can I procreate with this girl and have a hot girl? A lot of you niggas, let's be honest.
Nope.
It is what it is. We can get, right? Slow Tuesday. But the bottom line is, because a lot of you guys probably went through this or you guys are probably going through it now, whatever. Why did she get over me so quickly? Why did she not hesitate? Why did she leave? How did she find another guy so quickly? It's in their DNA. Can't get mad at it. You just got to accept it. Do not be mad at them. Do not hate them. Everyone runs around and says, Myron, you're a wild misogynist. You hate women, blah, blah, blah.
He's just telling it like it is, And it's like, if it happens to you, you just got to move on and keep it moving. Just keep it moving. Don't try to backpedal. Try to see what you did wrong. None of that. The moment you start backpedaling and start acting like you can fix things, you're gonna look even worse.
Actually quite interesting because I teach you guys how they move so that you guys don't hate them. Because I could see why a lot of guys get frustrated. A lot of guys get frustrated with women. Like, oh man, why do they act like this? A lot of guys end up hating them. But I want y'all to understand them so you don't hate them, especially for what they'll never be to you. They're not going to be your mom, bro. They're not going to love you no matter what. They're not going to be your sister. They're not going to love you no matter what. It's 100% contingent upon what value do you provide. The only females that are going to love you.
I mean, nowadays things have changed. Now women are looking for your best of interest. It's more of an exchange, you know. Relationships are a little fuzzy nowadays, especially with social media and the females' DMs, guys hitting them up and all that. And You know, there's always something in the back of everybody's mind. Times have changed.
Personally, bro, are your mom, your sister, and your cousins. Being honest with y'all. Hell, even your cousin might say, out here, nigga. Okay? That's it. That's it. Those are the only women that are gonna, if you come from a solid family, that are gonna purely love you for you. From an idealistic standpoint, no matter what you do. Every other female that you deal with is gonna come at it from an opportunistic standpoint of what does this provide to me. That's how they're always gonna come. And do not fall for the bullshit. Oh, I'm not materialistic. I don't care. Get the out of here, bruh. Okay? They absolutely do care about that shit. They do. And any woman that tries to tell you different is lying to you and lying to herself. Don't let them fool you.
Okay, so we heard a little bit from Myron. I mean, you take it for what it is. I mean, I took the good, the bullshit. He's telling the kid, like, yo, bro, you gotta get over it. Keep it moving with your life. Shit happens. Move on. You just can't keep crying over spilled milk. Keep doing what you were doing. Like, don't switch it up now. You're crazy for that. But I mean, tell me what you think in the comments. Should Kai try to pursue getting back with her? No. Should he continue doing content? Should he stop? Let me know in the comments, man. But for now, make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on Twitch. Same as this account, VIDWON Reacts. Peace.